Coachella stories continued. So one of the other things that I was talking about in my rambled video from the other day, the original recorded version, not the actual video from the other day, or else I wouldn't be talking about it now. You know what I mean. One of the other things that I cut out, a fun little observation about 2003 and 2013. Sunday headliner for both my first Coachella and my 10 years later Coachella is the Red Hot Chili Peppers. So one of the things that is just sort of like accepted that you do when the lineup is announced is bitch about the lineup. Even people who don't go to Coachella. In fact, I think especially people who don't go to Coachella, it's just like what you do. Coachella announces lineup, internet complains. It's a thing. There are a number of complaints. The only one that I think is particularly fair is that this year's lineup contains a lot of repeats, but that's been happening a lot in the last several years, but I don't really care. Whoever is gonna be there, it's gonna be fun. Anyway, the Red Hot Chili Peppers. In addition to that sort of complaint, a lot of people are bitching about the Red Hot Chili Peppers basically because, like, this isn't the 90s and they're no longer relevant. Again, everyone can go fuck themselves because I think it's gonna be fun. In 2003, we were at Outdoor Theater watching Blue Man Group. Blue Man Group finished and Interpol was up next, and I really wanted to stay and watch them. And we had gotten up to the front during Blue Man Group, but the crowd was obviously a little bit rowdier. And I will still contend that what happened was that my friend didn't want to be there in that place. And I said that I really just wanted to stay there for one or two songs and then we could go chill on the outskirts of main stage and wait for Red Hot Chili Peppers to start. So she insisted that her mom was demanding that she be home right away. And I don't fault her for this because in high school I totally used my parents as an excuse for all the shit I didn't want to do. My parents let me do pretty much whatever I wanted, but if I didn't want to do something, I would tell my friends that my parents said I couldn't go. So I totally understand this tactic. There's really no way that she could have gotten home, which was like 3 or 4 hours away, that night anyway. That's what she insisted. So we left. We left the festival before the Interpol set started, before the Red Hot Chili Peppers started. We waited outside the festival about where we got dropped off, but no cars could get to where we were because the cops were blocking it off. And we waited there for like 45 minutes before my mom finally had like a solution for how to get to us. She actually told one of the cops, like, yo, there's a gaggle of like 14, 15-year-old girls just chilling out there by themselves. I need to get to them. So the cop, like, you know, turned his lights on, came up to us, and he announced our names over his little cop megaphone thing. And it was very exciting to us because then we were driven back to where my mom was in the back of a cop car. It was all very scandalous and exciting to us at that time. But during the 45 minutes or so that we were out there waiting, the Red Hot Chili Peppers started playing so we could hear them. And my friend who asked us to leave excitedly turns to tell us that, oh, we can hear them from here. I was not excited. I was pissed. I don't really care that much about the Red Hot Chili Peppers, like, at all. But in the years since then, my other friend and I have basically made an ongoing joke of how we almost saw them play. I was actually in her apartment when we both saw this lineup for the first time, and we had kind of a mutual freak out over the fact that yes, 10 years later, we will actually see the Red Hot Chili Peppers live at long last. And that is that whole story.